The federal court is a world away from a Middle Eastern war zone, but a group of Australians stuck in Syria believe this is where they can win back their freedom.
We'll certainly be making the case that it's urgent and that there are lives at stake here, so we'd ask the court to hear it expeditiously.
The 9 women and 17 children are being detained in Camp Roj in northeast Syria. The people held here are suspected of having links to the former Islamic State regime. But the group argue their ongoing detention is unlawful. They want the federal government to bring them home and say they're no risk to the Australian community.
Some women were coerced into following their partners into the theatre of war in Syria, the conflict with ISIS. Some of the women were children themselves when they were taken by their parents.
Last year, the government repatriated 17 others from the same camp. The prospect of former terror supporters returning to the community upset some living in Western Sydney, and the opposition raised concerns they could pose a security risk.
The advice that I had at the time, frankly, was that some of the women are just as bad as some of the men.
But human rights advocates argue conditions in Syrian detention camps are horrific, and the Australians have a right to come home.
These children are just hanging on. They're suffering really poor nutrition. They've got dental decay. They've got traumatic injuries suffered from the conflict. Their mental health is in a really poor state.
The Home Affairs Minister, Claire O'Neill, declined to comment. The families at the centre of this case are hoping it can be resolved through diplomacy and not through a lengthy and expensive court battle. Kristian Silva, ABC News, Melbourne.